Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. Under center will be the Southern California native standing at 6'4", Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
A gain of 17 yards.
From the 50, it's Darnold. A block caught by his rookie wideout. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
A gain of 26 yards. That's another first down.
Darnold. He finds his man, complete. That's Horton. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 16-yard line.
Throwing again is Darnold. Now he'll tuck this and run. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Darnold, he can beat you in a number of ways, and there the scramble for the first.
That's another first down.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal. Walker is not going to advance very far. He'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. But not the graphic that this fan base wants to see week 1, Charles. They were hoping to see key acquisitions, some bright spots. Instead, we're talking about injuries, preseason injuries that have guys missing here in this one.
And even in today's football, everyone does their best to try and have their starters ready for week 1. Guys still have to practice. They still have to train. And injuries do crop up. You're exactly right about that, though, Brandon. None of the people supporting this team want to see that graphic on the screen at the start of this game.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Kenneth Walker taking it in from 2 yards out. And his guys have taken a first quarter lead. So that, an early statement. They go for it on 4th and goal and wind up punching it in.
And that wasn't on the 1-yard line either. It wasn't just quarterback sneak range. They had to work for that one, but they certainly got the job done.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was Kenneth Walker finishing things off with a touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
A tough time a season ago, his team missed the playoffs for the first time in his career. But he does remain one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the league. He's completed over 67% of his passes for his career. Remains efficient. Now he wants to be spectacular and get his team back to the big game.
Purdy off the play fake. That one complete to Tonjes. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
That's good for a first down. It's a gain of 23 yards.
Now Purdy. And that one drops down incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brings up second and
10. Here's Purdy. Open man, the former Gator. It's Ricky Pearsall. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Purdy looking to throw. Going to the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run for the first time here with Brian Robinson. It'll be a 9-yard gain that time, but it'll also be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. Just need a yard here, 2nd and 1. As they've got it as we resume action. Another run, this time McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17. A first red zone chance of the new season now as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try to run in McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Back to throw, Purdy. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jerome Jennings, a 5-yard touchdown. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
A pitch comes to Walker. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Back to throw, Darnold. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First and 10 at the 21-yard
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Darnold now to throw. Out right to Smith and Jigba. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Darnold from the gun. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now the pressure gets there and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
A 36-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Throwing here, Purdy. Escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Under pressure, they got him again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now. Purdy now to throw. Open man is Bull. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. This is taken at the 18. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this. But you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Incomplete. Jair Brown on the coverage.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. That will signal in the timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Upton stout there defensively.
The final shot before the break. Darnold. He's going to loft it. Deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect. So halftime straight ahead, and that means we go to Scott. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
Tariq Woolen on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 48 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Brandon Smith with a nice rush to get him down. What did we see there, partner? Was that a zone blitz?
I think you're right about that one, and very simply, that just means people blitzing that you don't expect and defensive linemen dropping back into coverage. It throws off the blocking assignments.
That one caught by Tonjes. Here's 3rd and 6.
To number 88. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 25-yard line.
Here's Darnold. He's got a man. Complete. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown. Cooper Kupp, 75 yards. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Any speed limits out there, and off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Myers connects on the PAT, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. But now this offense comes back out onto the field. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Purdy. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
9-yard gain on the play.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So out now comes the offense back onto the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
At this point, this offense feels like they could just roll out anything, and it would work. They are certainly in no hurry for this one to end. Now when they can rack up some stats and continue to add to their lead.
He's across midfield. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
31 yards. That's another 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around. A touchdown here could put this game out of reach, and that's a strong step towards getting it done.
And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Off of play action, Darnold. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. Faking the give, Darnold. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Credit the sack to Fred Warner.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Myers' kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So that, maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
56 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
At the 34-yard line.
They go play action here. Purdy. That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 14 yards.
A gain of 14 results in a first down.
Operating from the gun. Purdy. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Purdy will look to throw again here. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
15 yards. That's another first down. A gain of 15. Result.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 39-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Purdy. Over the middle to Tonjes, the tight end. This offense so far on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Now Purdy. That is caught.
And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 1st and goal. They got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here's Purdy.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he will take it in for the touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey
from 4 yards out. And his guys have made this a 1-score game now. So very late in the game here, but with that score, some light at the end of the tunnel.
There's still hope. Now they look at the score and say, hold on a second. This thing's not over yet. Let's keep battling.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Darnold. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Right at midfield. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a 1-score game.
So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48.
A big play here. A crowd on their feet. 3rd and 4. To throw is Purdy.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Boye Mafe
in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
4th down, 10 yards to go. Here's Purdy.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Man, you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Pass caught by Pearson.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Purdy to throw.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
He'll look to throw. Left with no option here but to throw it away. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive. The bottom line, they're a play away from finishing it off.
They rocked him a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. Well, the D brought the house, they called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback, no chance on that 4th down.
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the home team here, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on